All right, we're joined by head coach Bobby Kinnan, sophomore guard Ken Jackson, senior guard Cameron Oriole. Coach, we'll start with the opening statement, then we'll open the floor for questions. Please raise your hands, Coach.
I'm almost at a loss for words today. The resilience of our group was absolutely incredible. You know, our theme today was, you know, big moments are earned in small moments. And, you know, I have two guys sitting beside me right now who live in the gym, who love each other, who love this program, and who just compete every single day, as do their teammates. I just, you know, we had great energy in the building. And for me, you know, as a coach, as we're going into overtime, a lot of other teams are going to be, you know, they're going to have their head down. I think it was an 8-0 run to end the game, and I looked in their eyes, and you know, we weren't quitting. We were fighting. We were going to find a way to win the game, and that's exactly what we did. I think they went on a stretch where I think they scored 17 out of 18 possessions. The good thing is we did too, but at the end of the day, we had 3 out of 4 stops to win the game. We had 3 out of 4 stops to win the game, and that's the difference. But just incredibly proud of the atmosphere today, incredibly proud of our togetherness and our trust in one another, and we definitely showed a lot of toughness and hanging in there, you know, throughout the game.
Obviously, you talked about everyone contributing, Cam and Kent specifically, but looking at the box score, there's 5 different people with double digits. Just what does it say about this group when you can get production from so many different pieces?
Yeah. Well, you know, we had that. We thought we had a lot of depth, and we think we have a lot of competition. But Devin Hines has been out for 3 weeks. Like, he's literally been out for 3 weeks and came in here today and really stepped up. We went a little bit smaller. You know, as we were kind of having the match, you know, have some different matchup things. We went a little bit smaller today, but you know, everyone contributed. You know, Dalton steady. I mean, everyone that got in the game. Trey came in, made a couple big threes to start. Like everyone contributed. Everyone gave us some energy today and helped us win.
How about his 2 blocks, Devin Hines?
Yeah, I mean, he was, like I said, he was really fantastic. We talk about, you know, energy plays being those offensive rebounds, being blocks, being steals, you know, creating turnovers, and he gave us that at a moment when we needed it.
Mason Lee seemed to have a big impact for you guys. You can tell after he fouled out there's a difference, but even if it might not be scoring points, 7 assists, and seems to be big on the defensive side.
The best thing about coaching a guy like Mason is, like, he wants to win. Like, he wants to win. I mean, whatever it is, whatever he has to do, you know, he's going to do. Just does a great job of screening, great job of creating some shots for his teammates. Obviously, we were able to kind of play through him a little bit, but I mean, he's had a really good weekend for us as well.
How do you get this team ready to play the amount of time they do? You had multiple guys play 40 minutes with overtime. You've been stretched thin. What goes into conditioning for this team?
Well, you know, there are 2 parts to that. Well, 3 parts to that really. First of all, we have an amazing training and strength and conditioning staff. Like, those guys, you know, you could be anywhere in the country and you'd be fortunate to have both of them. You know, we've invested, you know, in some technology, you know, that kind of helps us and gives us some feedback about where the guys are, and they're not afraid to communicate with me. Hey, you need to push the gas pedal down, or you need to back up. You know, and they definitely do that. And on top of that, you know, I have an outstanding staff that kind of, you know, is there to remind me as well. But you know, at the end of the day, like this game comes down to energy, and 2 games back to back is tough. You know, and it's my job. You know, I shared with them yesterday, like, it's my job to conserve your energy, and it's your job to expend it. You know, leave it all out on the court. Leave it all on the court. And I'd say that, you know, everyone in the Osprey uniform today left it all out on the court.
Cam, I saw you smile at that question. Favorite part of practice or something?
I mean, I'll say this. I joke around with Taylor the other day. Like, practice is a bit harder than the games. And when we compete, every practice, I mean, not every practice, but most practice, like, when we're competing, we're going. And I mean, it shows when we have players playing 40+ minutes. It shows. So it's been good.
I believe it was KJ who hit a big 3 early in overtime. What kind of spark did that give you guys?
Big spark. I mean, KJ shot 9 for 15 from 3s. Like, it's crazy. And we get on him so much for just shooting the ball every time he's open. And I mean, it's tough. Like, to just, I mean, everyone wants to shoot, but like, for him to hear that and just understand that, you know, there's time and space for him to hit the big ones that we needed was huge. And the team was just giving him a hard time just when he hit that big shot, and then I saw him fight right back at him. So it was just good, you know, to get that hit back against them. So it was good.
KJ, Coach talked about it early this season, the challenges of playing an AM game. but today it didn't seem to be much of a challenge. You started the game 4 for 4 from deep. What went into your preparation today?
I mean, same preparation as always. I mean, I think that's like the good part about the whole just 11 a.m. I mean, it feels different to some people, but I mean, to us, like, it was just another basketball game, and that's how we treated it. We've actually also already played an 11 a.m. game at Charleston Southern, so we've done it before, and I mean, just took care of business. So.
Cam, for you, is this the best individual game performance? 33 points, 15 assists.
I'll let y'all decide, but it was the best team.
No, I just want to say one thing. I've never seen anything like that. So, like, I was just talking to him. Like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So, yeah, that was crazy.
Cam, earlier this week we talked to KJ, and he was very emphatic about how much he looks up to you. And have you noticed that more as the season goes on? Do you talk to him more? What is your relationship like?
We have a great relationship. I mean, I think we're one of the two hardest working guys in the gym, so we're always around the gym, always feeding off each other. I mean, he picks me up when I'm down, I pick him up when he's down. So it's crazy. My girlfriend said we're like, I don't know if you ever had peanut butter fluff sandwich. It's kind of crazy, but like, we're that peanut butter fluff sandwich. We're a dynamic duo, so it's great to see it in the box scores. But I mean, there's been games where I've been down and he's been the man to lead us, and there's games when he's been down and I've been the man to lead us. So I mean, it's just being able to depend on each other and help each other when we're down. It's been huge. So appreciate him for sure.
Coach, what has it been like? We've seen the growth of BJ Plummer. It continues to grow. 3 threes today, key plays.
Yeah. I think we all have, like, he's plus 12 when he's in the game today. You know, he's plus 12. Like, he's our X factor. He just has a tremendous amount of versatility. Obviously has the ability to score the ball, but he can put pressure on the paint, you know, off the dribble. Like, they have to respect him, they have to honor him. He has some length, you know, and he's a guy who can score on different levels. And when he's got the ability to do that, you know, it creates opportunities for others.
Final score 117-114 overtime. I was trying to rack my brain of games that we've had like this. Road game at LSU probably about a decade ago. Another one, a crazy game against Lipscomb. Is this up there in wild scoring output games that you've been a part of?
It definitely is. I mean, you're talking about, you know, until we scored at the 4-minute and 2-second mark of overtime, they were on a 13-0 run. Like, it doesn't get crazier than that. And how some of those came about was pretty crazy, to say the least, you know. But, you know, just to continue to fight, you know, and that's another thing we've talked about all year, just stay in the fight, you know. We bent today, but we didn't break, but it was certainly a crazy game, there's no doubt about it. You know, Coach Evans has a saying all the time, he's like, hey, whoop them by 1. Well, whooped them by 3 today, and we're happy. Now, I mean, credit Bellarmine, like, they were fantastic. Like, they came in here, they did a great job, and I probably should have done that earlier. I didn't do a very good job, but I mean, it's just a great college basketball game. I think our fans have seen 2 terrific games here on Thursday and Saturday, back to back.
And how nice is this? You get to build on this with 2 more at home next week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've played a ton on the road, you know, and then on top of that, we also, you know, in our first 6 games, as it's playing out, we've also played the top of the league. You know, we've played the top of the league, and we've been on the road, you know, we've been on the road to start that as well. But, you know, on Thursday we're at the halfway point, and anytime, you know, in a league like ours, you just want to keep growing, you want to keep moving forward towards March 8th, and this team is growing every day.
KJ, how do you keep a mindset? It seemed like Bellarmine kept attacking you at times, backing you down. How do you keep your mindset to keep going forward and get your good shots off?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wish I would have done a better job. I feel like it was a little embarrassing, but I mean, just staying confident, just like shooting. I mean, just continue to stay confident. My teammates, my coaches, they continue to believe in me. I mean, just staying confident and just staying with it.
And Coach, individual performances, where does this one stand?
I mean, it's like I said, 33 and 15 is fantastic. And the other thing I think that kind of gets lost in this, and correct me if I'm wrong, what do you have, 6 at halftime? 6 at halftime. And the thing about it is every single shot he took in the second shot was a good shot. Like, every play he made, you know, creating stuff for others, you know, was a great play. And it's just, you know, at the end of the day, and I said this at the beginning of the year, and I'll say it over and over again. I think he's got a chance. If our team does what we're supposed to do and we win, because that's how honors are won, like he's got he's good enough to be the player of the year in this league. You know, we also know those things are determined based on who wins, and that's how life goes. Now, you know, as he performs, and as we continue to win, as we continue to elevate, you know, all that thing's going to happen for all of our guys. You know, for all of our guys. And you know, I'm really, really grateful that he's here. I'm really grateful that he believes in our staff, that he believes in our program. And I mean, they say I'm almost at a loss for words. I mean, that's absolutely, that looks like an NBA line in a 140-point game. You know, at least only got to 120 or close to it. But I mean, those are like NBA lines where they just score 140, 150 points. You know, 117 is 117. So.
Dallas Moore commented on your video supporting you from Thursday. You gotten to talk with him at all or anything like that?
The crazy thing is we're actually from the same city. So he's from St. Pete. He went to the same school my brothers went to. So I played with his little brother on AAU growing up. So we kind of had a connection before, and he hit me up when I committed here and was like, hey, if you're in the city, you need to get in the gym, like just hit me up. So he's been a really good someone to look after. I mean, he did a lot of great things for the program, and something that we're trying to do. And he's been a good like leader, role model to look after.
Yeah, I said walking into the locker room Thursday night after the game, I looked at our staff. I said, somebody better get there behind down to St. Pete and find one more. You know, because that city's been awful good to the Ospreys, that's for sure.
And what does it say about the program to have guys like Dallas, and there's more that are, you know, following along and with this team and rooting you guys on?
I mean, it's everything. Will Wilson was here today. You know, and he grabbed me walking off the court. And when I got here 17 years ago, Will had signed with the previous staff. Okay, and a lot of times he signed early in the fall, and a lot of times when the staff comes in and you want to make changes, you want to do all those things, like you kind of tell them, hey, you might want to find someplace else to play. And Coach came to this press conference or whatever. I came right behind him. It was he and I together. And when he came back for the second time, I picked him up at the airport. We drove right to see Will and his family. And for him, you know, our first day on the job, you know, and Will's the guy who came in here as a point guard and he wasn't quite ready. Like he asked Coach, said, hey, what can I do to play? And Coach was like, nothing. Like you just got to keep working, but you're not as good as the guy in front of you. And then he wound up, by the time he left here, he was a 2-year starter. I think he was the all-time assist leader when he left here. And again, he's just proof in the pudding. Like the greatest blessing for me to be here, as long as I've been here, like I have relationships with guys I coached 33 years ago. But there's nothing like having relationships with guys when you're still there where they played. You know, that's a whole different level. You know, just seeing it last night at the Hall of Fame, you know, and being with some people, you know, the night before, like at the end of the day, like that's what this thing is all about. You know, it's all about the people. And, you know, I just felt, you know, the pressure I felt in this position is honoring those who have come before it and continue to build a program and have a program that they can be proud of.
Coach, I love the analogy you used at the beginning of the season, comparing this group to bamboo. You know, grows underground and then sprouts at the end. Do you think that's where you guys are at right now? Does it feel like a turning point?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I mean, it's the only thing. I'm a really, really big believer that confidence is everything. Like confidence is everything, and the best way to get confidence is to have success. You know, and as these guys, you know, start to have success, you know, it's not. I don't have a group that's going to be arrogant. I don't have a group that's going to be, you know, cocky or the other words you want to do. But I have a group that's going to become more and more confident, and they're going to become more and more confident because they've earned it. You know, they've earned it, and as you continue to work, you continue to earn it every single day. Like, you know, I'm here early this morning, and you know, one of the great things for me is, you know, I walk down the hall, use the bathroom, I look out there, and you know, the ball's bouncing, and he's in there shooting. You know, at like 8:30, whatever it was. 8:55, whatever his thing was, and it's like when you have guys like this, when you have guys in our program, like you never know what's going to happen during a game, but you know that no matter what happens, they're prepared for good things to happen, and you just hope they get rewarded along the way.
Absolutely.
And for questions for Coach?
I got one last one. You mentioned the Hall of Fame last night. Any fun stories, anecdotes of sitting with some of the other coaches and Hall of Famers?
Yeah, it's just, you know, obviously Cags is sitting, you know, is sitting back there, and you know, just the fact that, you know, he's got his teammates in there, you know, he's got soccer, and that's the, like, you can have a Hall of Fame career, but I think the biggest thing I take out of that is we had a ton of people in that room that had Hall of Fame lives, you know, and they got it because they got it here. You know, a lot of their, I mean, the foundation comes, you know, from their family, and then it's the same thing when they come here. It just grows and expands, and it's just like, I think that's the biggest thing that you take from any of that thing. It's like, no matter what it is, you know, the scoreboards are the scoreboards. You know, obviously they're successful individually, but at the end of the day, like, you win in relationships. And I think that's the, you know, to see the turnout, to see the people, I just think that's everything.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.